Beast Mode, all due respect. Everybody make some fucking noise, man. Beast Mode! I'm your host, Kriss Cain. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. That's www.youtube.com/BeastModeBattles. And Beast Mode Battles Gold. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, comment, all that. My co-host.
Joy Gambello, man. Let's get into it.
And my other co-host in the champ.
Pax, let me get one more Beast Mode for these two.
Beast Mode! Let's go. Okay, yo, we flipped a coin and Dysfunctional won. And he decided that Final Word was going to go first, so it's on Final Word when he's ready.
Hey.
Let's get it.
Ready? All right. Hey, yo. Just because we're friends, don't think I won't put your face on the curb and soccer kick it. And keep on kicking until the top is missing. In his head, only half full. It's a shame that the doctors weren't so optimistic. He claims he is a top 5 angler in all of Canada. Wow. That explains why every time I try to run a bar by him, he's like, shh, throw that shit in the can. The whole premise is really a scam and I don't think it'll land. But then he runs this bar by me about this lawyer battling his witness while he sits in the stand, or how ellipsis is from Vancouver, so he lives in a van. Damn, I must be an idiot, fam. I thought setups were supposed to make the punches better. You can't have a bar about sunken treasure and set it up with Uncle Fester. For someone who claims to be the best at making points with angles, it's kind of awkward. You haven't figured out how to make 2 lines come together. But when I seen it was my fam in my path, I tried to push the brakes. Now you and Paul Walker's death about to look the same, cause how fast your legacy died and how your own brother took your place. Cause I remember when you were just a little let's beef textee. And we were all unclear of all this pigment you lack. It's like those victim interviews where the witness wants to be hidden from reliving their past. Cause you were more confident in them shadows when the audience thought your image was black. You should have seen him. You should have seen him. His lion ass was a violent cat with knives and max inside the trap. So not only does he still type all of his multis in uppercase, but every single thing he's ever rhymed was cat. He uses an array of emojis in his text verses to convey the emotion. He used an array of emojis in his text verses to convey the emotion used. He put asterisks around his gun motions to explain how he's smoking you. Just because your text verses had quotations around the metaphors doesn't somehow make them a quotable. But back in the day, typing his little angry internet man poems, dog was a beast. If you seen his gangster avatar out in public, you'd be crossing the street. Diz here is not just a keyboard warrior. He will really roll up on your block and delete. Any beefy hat was on site, get it? You would get asterisk hogtied, bet it. He's like, I've been around forever, how come I ain't got my credit fucked up? Someone who was never absent from an internet battle still hasn't figured out his online presence. He's like, I'm giving you a shot. Oh, what did I do to deserve this? Me and BL is the same as you and Flag. I think your viewership's hurting, so even your feedback is dysfunctional. Whatever it is you think that I'm not doing is working.
That's right, one on Final Word. Everybody make some fucking noise! I want on Dysfunctional when he's ready. Let's go.
Let's go, Diz.
I watched a few of your battles, which seemed like the perfect amount. When it's just 4-bar setup punch and you've never deterred from the route. See, it's easy to win a battle when you know what you're working around. Wheel of Fortune only took a couple spins till I had word figured out, but you told Scott Free. You told Scott Free, you're like a gorilla because you can either eat these slugs or hit the ground running. I mean, it's unique. Something I never heard before. Like a gorilla, you can eat these slugs. Bro, you know gorillas are herbivores.
Yeah.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt, though. Figured I'd go and check with the source. Sent him to bar, and let's just say me and Path aren't friends anymore. But the way you write is simple. Find a decent punchline, then pair it with a dozen references. Yeah, they get the bar after a shit ton of fucking sentences. Tried so hard to make them comprehend that it diminished the punch effectiveness. I guess when it came to writing for the crowd, you were the only one that wasn't getting it. Writes gumbars like a research paper. Writes gumbars like a research paper. So it's grating when they hearing you, because adding in days of source material won't make it more believable. When you cram that much in a bar and make it endlessly stretched, and you think this crowd is being left in suspense, no. They feel like they're being sentenced to death. Final word. Final word. Because when you rap, we keep wondering when it will end. But when it does end, this crowd isn't amped or ecstatic when the way you rap comes across so anticlimactic. But they thought this was a dope match. My pen fire, and most think Finals 1 can match me. No, I only came here to see how many final flips I can spit before Final fucking slaps me.
Yeah.
But speculations about your race have been a topic of discussion. You say you're white, but showed up for this event and Boss Man thought you were his cousin. Personally, speculations about your race have been a topic of discussion. You claim you're white, but showed up for this event and Boss Man thought you were his cousin. Personally, I like to think you're Bosnian or something. With the skin complexion looking like the bottom of a muffin. I know what y'all are thinking. The direction this is heading isn't right, but you use race angles all the time. Never mind, you are definitely white. With how much of your material is just straight racism's whack? He searches his opponents in Ancestry.com before he's taking the match. But you get an outline of chalk. If y'all think that bro wildin' with how much you talk about race, figured you'd be used to profiling, but Joey told me the kid's spazzing. So these punches will have his ribs cracking, his jaws missing, got him flipping. Now words sounding different like pig Latin. They try to give you They're trying to give you a push. Well, I'm just trying to make my mark, pin you as the poster boy, thinking you can mainline cards, but I've already proved I'm one of the best here. So this is where your next break might start for trying to make you a face off the actual face like AI art. Time.
Everyone on Dysfunctional, everybody make some noise! Round 2 of Final Word when he's ready. Let's go.
Say, yo. Time is money, Diz. So when I rob you, hurry up before the price changes. I need the trust fund, the retirement money, and you might make it. If you had to spend every dime you've ever had to not die, it is still technically considered your life savings. Pardon? Pardon? Excuse me? What was that? I'm gonna need you to speak up a little, Shunny. I'm having trouble hearing all that muffled trash. Speaks perfect English, but is still considered mumble rap. The crowd doesn't think your bars are fire. They just genuinely needed you to run it back. Whispering screams. He's overpowered. He's overpowered by every instrumental. That's why he never spits to a beat. When Wheezy told you to hold it down by the bar, I don't think he meant it like literally. Your least favorite smack event is volume. Your least favorite smack event is volume. Every time they said make some noise, I fucking saw you suffer. Every time they said make some noise, I fucking saw you suffer. You need to turn up, because even when you land back to back with it, they'd still never call you a volume puncher. I just want to know when did Wendigo let himself get so low? I just want to know when did Wendigo let himself get so low? At Christmas time when they play Let It Snow.
Yo!
Hold it down. I just want to know why Wendigo let himself get so low. At Christmas time, when they play Let It Snow, he has this compulsion to check his nose. but blow a nose with the cigarettes he smokes is not what they meant when they told you to start working on your breath control. And no matter how much they mean mug, your boys cannot be tough for you. But talk crazy to Diz in front of the team, the fucking heat dump at you. It's a shame in the ring they can't do the same thing and fucking speak up for you.
Let's go!
But Diz here is the coke god. Coke god. In Ottawa, he was exhausted and enraged at his big bro, Boss Man. And Boss Man said he fell asleep in my hotel bed laid up like Skid Row. I knew you were a logical person when you had a solution and just stayed up and did coke. At this point...
had those.
At this point, even nasal spray gives him nosebleeds. He's like, I'm not addicted, bro, please. But then pulls up to the event looking like the sickest dope fiend. Whenever someone says bump on a post in the comments, he gets this sudden urge to sniff his phone screen. This guy's whole style is a crapshoot. A1 said a fedora. Riz told him designer. He might arrive up in a tracksuit, but judging our past events, the only time this guy's got drip snorting lines up in the bathroom. Wow! You have a face to avoid. Projection starts at whisper jokes and can raise to annoyed. Maybe you should switch the sniff for some heroin so this fucking junkie can learn to put some bass in his voice. Yeah. You look like you go out to dinner with Moss Band and only eat what they left. You look like you go out to dinner with Moss Band and only eat what they left, which is nothing because Boss Man and J.O. lick the plates clean like pets. Boss Man and J.O. lick the plates clean like your pets. Time, boy. Go.
Time, let's round 2 our final word. Everybody make some fucking noise! Beastmode! Let's fucking go.
You want this?
Let's go this.
Yo, you weren't first, second, or third option. Every time they would ask me, I'd decline. There was other beast mode names. So I actually got surprised. It's the best challenge y'all could find. Ironic final word. Always been the last thing on my mind, but getting personal ain't something I plan to get around to. We've known each other before beast mode, and I still don't know shit about you. I told my boys I'm battling final word, and he getting homeschooled. That means I'm teaching son a lesson. They were like, "You guys are boys? What's his name?" That's a good fucking question. I think you live your life a bit too private, bro. Y'all think I'm playing? No, it's true. Guy's a ghost. Worked at Walmart, and his name tag just said, "Wouldn't you like to know?" Ask him anything personal, and he starts nervously sweating. His biggest fear in life is social media account security questions. We were watching battles a while back, and I put on real name Brandon versus Saint. He immediately told me to turn it off and asked if it was a deep fake. I was like, yeah, most of these battle rappers don't actually let the heat spray. But no, he just couldn't grasp the fact that battlers had real names. Him opening up to anyone isn't great for his health. Took a hiatus because the staff said he was starting to make a name for himself. But you got a pen, but to be a mainstay, you ain't put in enough. Well, me, I got punches, jokes, angles, but when you write, you're only looking at one. You got to be more versatile. So these people that think you cooking for once, but makes sense that final word, only good for the punch. You are the most awkward person ever. He won't acknowledge anyone unless they're important. But guarantee when he enters the venue, he'll know exactly where the floor is. He's at social gatherings, scared shitless. At parties, just Blair Witching. He will decline an invite to your wedding once he realizes that there's women. After an hour at a battle event, he needs time to refresh. It's been 28 years and his mom still thinks that he's deaf. The idea of conversation disgusts him, and it's plain to see. Last battle you were cooking. Someone in the crowd yelled talk and you got offended like, fuck you say to me? Did you brag about the views that you get? You're so glad these people fuck with you, but it's weird when that's the only interaction he's accustomed to. I saw a post a while back that said, what rhymes with final word? The comments underneath that post, you would find absurd. Then I thought, is it really that hard? So I sat down and tried to search 6 hours a day. I put my mind to work. Maybe it was 8. I don't know, after a while I'll sense the time had blurred. See, I felt fine at first. But it got to a point where I started getting this suicidal urge, pacing around my kitchen like, final word. It's the dumbest fucking name I have heard. But I eventually gave up. So I present to y'all the best rhyme on earth. Time.
Say, yo, it was all, I'll poke you up and grip the shoddy. Now he mixes it with self-deprecation. You'll kiss the butt of this 9 like when I simped a hottie. What? Jokes define you. So I guess being a clown is what disembodied. But if they believe you got a gun, well then fuck it. I got a gun. I got a gun. You could be the jaded of this, Smith. Come have an entanglement with this. It's like I fell from a tree while I dangle from the shit. Cause you know I'ma snap on this twig if you ever catch me hanging off a stick. This imaginary pistol? Like a virgin, it be doing you the worst. Clip in hand like Disneyland. You'll be in a castle in the clouds, I'll put a Goofy on a shirt. Change up. Change up. Change up. Change up. You posted on Twitter, I need some tips to help motivate me to go to the gym. I need some tips to help motivate me to go to the gym. Every time I try, I seem sluggish. I need something to beef up with. I was like, shit, I don't know, Diz. Thought about maybe trying to fucking eat something. Now I gotta scalp him like a Chippewa. They said word'll never hurt you till I'm hitting them with sticks and stones. How's he supposed to... They said word'll never hurt you till I'm hitting them with sticks and stones. How's he supposed to trim the fat? He's all skin and bone. Knife shaving his skeleton, the scratch sound like I'm skinning bones. Skirt! You will always just be the survivor. Except this time it'll be hospital beds and docs by him. Ellipsis told you get well soon. Like Hallmark, and we all signed it. So this isn't any different. You're already used to getting congratulated on all these cards for not dying. Now you're always by J.O.'s side. The second they got to meet, they knew. Just this powerful spark. You even battle for him when he needs you to. Starting to think J.O. was such a Pokemon fanatic, he went and got himself the closest thing he could to his own little Pikachu. No. He just gives me tips and hopes for improvement and talking tough. You would try to say your boss is any use, but he's always drunk. If it came to music, you talk to Dubs. He asked A1 to help paint him a picture with the pen, and he drew you a swastika. Honestly, I might already be moss banned. But I think someone in their little squad's scared of new ties. If I had to guess, it'd be A1. Always giving me the long stare like, Jews die. Never been a big fan of me, but I bet that we'd be best friends if I was born with fucking blonde hair and blue eyes. Let's go. Now you're chasing his old title. Bro, if you won it, you'd have to share it with them for gassing while you're spitting your rounds, because without their guidance, you'd be rimming it out. This isn't NBA ballers. You will not get style points trying to win off an assist from the crowd. Yeah. You treat your little rap gang like they're your blood and your flesh. If they really cared so much about you, they wouldn't always set you up to get wrecked, just to up and forget. But at least you know they weren't lying to you when they told you that they loved you to death.
Time to do a final word. Everybody make some fucking noise. Beastmode. Go, man. Let's go.
You're not believable. You're not believable when you rap about how you squeeze fours. When you out here looking like a character in Wii Sports.
I see it.
Out here looking like Joe Ivy, if his head was made in 4x3, but don't try the race angle. But don't try the race angle, because that won't float by me if you try studying the background like lo-fi beats. That avenue is played. Don't try the race angle, because that won't float by me if you try studying the background like lo-fi beats. That avenue is played. If that's all you plan on dropping, then you're dead. I guess all the right angles are fucking lodged in your forehead. But you told BL, I mixed it with oregano just to stretch out a dime, and they would smoke it anyways and just pretend that they're high. Bro, you are a hell of a guy. But that's it? That's how bad your struggle really gets? All that told me is that you are a shitty friend. But mixing weed with oregano, that's the game you on. Homies roll up like, you got an ounce? Like, trust me, this shit's the greatest, dog. Walks in his kitchen, spins the spice rack, like, what type of strain you want? I bet you were the
Clubhouse shit.
I bet you were the man in high school. Undertrack bleachers, fucking huffing paprika. mixing drugs with spices, bro. I bet your whole brain is dead. Maybe he doesn't know the difference and has no way to check. Got fired from McDonald's because he kept covering the fries in cocaine instead. But you battled X on Breakthrough. Trust me, it wasn't as lit as it sounds. They were having a classic for 5 minutes. You could feel the energy they were giving the crowd, but when you should have started the third, you started letting them down. Final word, but couldn't seem to finish a round. But you only got this shot. You only got this shot because I needed a rest day, and they sent you back, and they sent me back to training. But let him tell it, and he's earned this, and this is his first chance at grasping greatness. But you disappeared, came back, and haven't made it past the basics. Stop motion, because your movement been choppy, no matter how you frame it. But against John Doe, you talked about how beast mode you were. That was some weird shit to see. Claimed you, Apex, and Yasmin were the hottest class, battled Yasmin, got outclassed, and disappeared from the league. Was scheduled to battle Apex, but your career was nearing its peak. Me, A1, BL, Cal. All names in that same class that bro didn't say, but we were never going away. While you ducked because of a dislocation, we were in dislocation trying to shoulder the weight. You're so beast mode.
Let's go.
But you're so beast mode though? See, that level of vanity gets me mad. What you know about spending Christmas at Wheezy's house? Because these people are the closest thing to a family that you had. You're so
Talk to him.
You're so beast mode though? Be honest, G. Lately all you've done is bottom feed. How can you be beast mode when your return to battle rap wasn't even on this league? Second you got critiqued for no showing, that league he said he would always rep was missing. Well me, I've been consistent since my debut and was steady with it. For the longest time, no type of respect was given. Then the pandemic hit. And it seemed like this league was dead and finished. But now that we're on top, we should just let him in and he should get forgiveness? No. And the next time he asks for a beast mode, he should be met with crickets. Because you can't ask for a beast mode when beast mode asks for him and he never listens. Time.
That's rough shit. Everybody make some noise!
Finally, we can go get drunk.